I believe that hell is going to be filled with pastors because you can be raised in the church, you can be baptized as a baby in the church, you can be confirmed in the church, you can take your first communion in the church, you can attend the church, you can have your wedding in the church, you can have your funeral in the church, and then you can go to hell because there's a big difference between going to church and coming to Christ.
He actually just made a really strong argument against faith alone, and I don't think he even realized it. Because let's be real, if you say you have faith, you go to church, you sing songs, but nothing inside you has changed, no fruit in your life, then what kind of faith is that? And Jesus backs this up in Matthew when he says, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father." And then there is the parable of the sheep and the goats in Matthew chapter 25, one of the clearest moments of judgment in the Gospels. Notice what Jesus doesn't say. He does not say, "Oh, you do not have faith." But rather, he says, "I was hungry, you didn't feed me. I was thirsty, you gave me nothing to drink." So Jesus is asking whether the faith you had in me reflected in your actions. That's exactly why the Catholic Church has always said salvation isn't just about your faith, it's about faith working through love. So yeah, when someone says all you need is faith, it sounds nice and simple, but even scripture doesn't back that up. If your faith isn't changing you, it's not saving you.